Right, here are my notes. If you're gonna hype it with the facts. I don't mind what you did. I mind the way you did it.
Woodward, Bernstein, you're both on the story. Now don't fuck it up.
Okay, so this is the tracking device that he found underneath the tire. It was magnetized up underneath on the steel, right there where the magnets are. Here's the serial numbers that I tried to look up, but I couldn't find anything. No searches. And there we go. I'm going to get rid of it right now.
Police, cocaine, ecstasy, 2 guns found in vehicle after stop. Fort Wayne, Wayne. Fort Wayne police arrested a man after a search of the car he was riding in reportedly turned up drugs and 2 handguns.
We're gonna make sure they do what they supposed to do. You hear me, world? I want y'all to view this shit.
Hey Trayvon, go ahead and step out of the car for me.
What's the cause of that?
I'll explain in just a minute. Let me. Oh, touch down. No, you're not going to. Okay.
Huh? What's going on? Huh?
It's alright. You're recording.
I know. Well, I'm not consenting to nobody searching my car, even though it ain't nothing in here.
Well, so here's the thing, my man. You both have gang affiliations.
I don't have no gang affiliation.
You have a lot of alerts. So
Alerts about what?
we have the right to do a protected sweep.
No, you.
Yeah, we do.
Not for no search and seize, not for
We're not
nothing.
seizing anything.
Okay,
We're
that's
protecting
cool.
sweep.
But at the
So
same
you're
time,
gonna step out for me. Real
at the
quick.
same time, listen, you're not supposed to open my door.
You can step out for me.
You're not supposed to open my door.
Well, let me tell you this. You're just escalating things because
I'm not escalating anything. I can ask for a supervisor if I want to.
You can.
Because technically, y'all not supposed to search my car for no traffic infraction.
We're not searching. We're just doing a protected sweep. to make
What is
sure
a
we're
protected suite? I'm not a gang member.
Okay. Did anybody here say that you're a gang member?
He just did.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, step out of the car so we can patch it in.
I don't mind stepping out of the car, but you know what?
Alright, well, if you want a supervisor here, I'll get one started this way.
Well, I wish you would.
I will.
Because, I mean, I'm going to apply under duress because I feel like I'm being, y'all getting a little too aggressive with me.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let y'all know.
Put your hands on the back of your head for me.
Y'all just told him the
hands.
car.
Oop. Hang on. We're going to set this down, okay?
Technically, y'all not supposed to pat me down nor go on my car.
Okay.
Whether y'all doing a
we
search and
absolutely
sweep.
are.
Feet out.
If that's the case, then y'all, basically what y'all doing is y'all picking out who y'all want to, because there was 1,000 cars going up and down the street. Y'all pulled either one of them over. Y'all seen 2 young black men driving, and y'all chose to pull them
shots
over.
fired right where you're coming from.
All right, go ahead and step back
Shots
here.
fired? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't us.
Hey, grab your smoke, man. Here's the keys. Here you go.
Where's my smoke?
Right here. Oh, watch out. Don't crush it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Harry, you want to be protected? Yeah.
Theory number 2, a Terry frisk of a car. So remember, with a Terry frisk, if I approach a pedestrian, I'm an officer and I approach somebody and I have reasonable suspicion to stop them, and I have reasonable suspicion to believe that they're armed and dangerous. If I have both of those 2 types of reasonable suspicion, then I can do a quick pat down of their outer clothing. I can't do a full search, you know, empty your pockets and everything, but I can do a quick pat down frisk search. The same is true for a car. There's a sort of analogous version where we think of this as a frisk of the car. So if I appropriately stop a car, I had reasonable suspicion to stop the car, and I have reasonable suspicion to believe that a person in the car, the driver or a passenger, is armed and dangerous. They might threaten me after we finish the car stop, and as I'm driving away, they may get out their gun and fire at me, or they may get out a knife and try to cut me while I'm talking through the window. If I have some kind of articulable, reasonable suspicion to believe that this person is armed, then I can say, please get out of the car, and I can search the reachable area basically within the passenger compartment of the car, looking in places where a weapon might be hidden. I can't go back in the trunk because that's not accessible to a person who might threaten me. But I can look in a fairly generously defined reachable area within the passenger compartment to look in places where a weapon might be stored. Now, if I'm looking for, if the weapon I think might be present would be a rifle, well, that obviously limits the kinds of places that I can look. But if I'm looking for a small knife, lots more places in the car are now fair game for me to look.
It was around 1:30 a.m., September 20th, when police pulled over a vehicle for speeding in the area of Fairfield and Pettit Avenues, coming from the area of a shots fired to the power of call just beforehand. According to a news release, police activity logs show such a call a half hour earlier 1 mile south, on Webster Street. In the vehicle, police found a driver and passenger, both reported to have involvements with guns and other criminal activity, the release said. At that point, officers removed the pair from the vehicle. Then, police said given the totality of the investigation, a warrant was obtained for the vehicle and it was searched. In the vehicle, police said they found 2 handguns, severed to the power of suspected ecstasy pills and more than 50 grams of cocaine, the release said. The passenger and vehicle owner, 32-year-old William R. Britt, was charged with 2 counts of serious violent felon in possession of a handgun, possession of a handgun with obliterated identifying numbers, and possession of a controlled substance and dealing cocaine. He was arrested Saturday. The driver of the vehicle, a 22-year-old man, was found to have a suspended driver's license. He was cited and released, police said. Video of the arrest was posted by Britt on YouTube. He alleges the officers performed an illegal search of his vehicle.
Let me talk to him. By the way, this is his little brother in the car.
How are you doing?
And he's a minor.
Okay.
So yeah, they're standing here. Not doing shit. Arresting him, saying there's... Why is he getting arrested?
He has probable cause on files, apparently.
Was there a warrant for his arrest?
I just explained it to you. He had a probable cause on file for his arrest.
Are you the arrest?
One more time,
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It keeps blowing right across my uniform.
I'm sorry. Are you the arresting officer?
No.
So you just pulled up his backup?
Yep.
Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. What's taking so long?
They're running their license. If they're issuing citations, they have to write them out.
Of course, nobody likes accountability. Nobody does. But it's the duty of the citizenry to keep law enforcement accountable. You may be thinking in your law enforcement ass head that that's not true, but you're fucking stupid if you think you guys are the only entities that are allowed to investigate you. Like, if you think your own police department is the end-all be-all when it comes to how to discipline you and how to keep you accountable, you're fucking stupid and woefully ignorant.
Fort Wayne Police.
Yes, sir. Is there a supervisor available I could chat with?
I'm a police officer. I can try to help you out before I get a supervisor. What's going on?
Okay. I had a question about search warrants being used by the Fort Wayne Police Department. And there's a search warrant that I have here, and I just had some questions about it.
Okay. I can try to help you.
All right. Well, the one that I have here, it was not signed by a police officer. I was wondering, is that a policy of the Fort Wayne Police Department to have the police officer sign the search warrant.
Were you given the search warrant by a police officer?
No, it's actually not a search warrant that was executed on my property. It was somebody else, but it was given to me.
Okay. So what's your interest in it if it's not a search warrant based upon your property?
Right. I know at first that sounds strange, but my first interest is just the fact that it looks like there's some discrepancies here. I mean, I'm not any lawyer or anything, but just looking at it off the top, it didn't look like...
Well, do you know if it was served and officers searched the premise?
Yes. No, I do know that it was served. The search has already been conducted. It was actually a search of a vehicle, and that vehicle has been returned to the individual.
Okay. I mean, I can't speak for any of the officers on there. Is there a name on there?
The only thing that's on here, there's no name that I can read because the only signature on here, it says Judge, Allen Superior Court, but all it is just somebody's handwriting in cursive. I don't know what that means. And then the only identifying information...
Well, that's probably a signature, isn't it?
It's a signature, but there's no type below it, so you know the name of the judge. So I don't know even who the judge was.
It should be.
Exactly, and that's why I'm calling, because both the judge's name was missing and the officer's signature was also missing from the search warrant.
Well, there could be another page.
That's a very good question, which I've started an open records request in regards to that, so I'm going to see where that leads me. But in the meantime, for the search warrant portion that I do have, and this is the only document that was left in this individual's vehicle, there was nothing else. I do have some questions about this one piece of paper that was left in the car.
Okay. Was the owner of the vehicle on scene? He must have been served and notified of the whole search warrant process.
From what he told me, and I guess this is hearsay between from him to me to you, but from what he told me is that the police department seized his vehicle, made him and his brother walk home, and then 72 or 96 hours later, he was told to go to some, impound lot, and he went to pick up his vehicle, and then inside the vehicle, the search warrant was sitting inside the vehicle, but that's as far as it went. There was no paperwork served to him personally. It was just the warrant was just sitting in the car.
Right, he was probably notified on scene that they were going to take his vehicle, impound it for a 72-hour hold, and then be notified for when he's going to pick it up.
Right, and
he might have been given different paperwork besides just a piece of paper left in the vehicle. You know what I mean? That could just be like a middle page or back page. I would think it'd be more than one piece of paper. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not involved in the incident, you know.
No, I understand that, and I'm not trying to get you involved in the incident.
Right.
Beyond the fact that you're a police officer, but I'm just having a general conversation here, not getting into the details of.
Right. Most of those search warrants are signed and done by detectives and served and all that stuff by the detectives.
Okay.
So I'm only a police officer, and I don't have much knowledge of type of search warrants for vehicles. I know the detective bureau gets on. They should be here about like 6:30.
Okay.
If you want to call back, and the other desk ladies, they're not police officers, they're just civilians that work the desk. But if you call and ask for a detective, you know, based upon this search warrant, and I mean, since you're not even involved in the incident, I'm not sure that they'll even answer your questions, but I mean, you could try.
Well, and let me just, and I understand where you're coming from when you say that phrase there where, well, since you're not involved in the incident, you can't be given information, but...
Right.
You know, despite the fact that I'm not involved in the incident...
Yeah, you just got a general question about a, overall search warrant.
And the procedures of them, because regardless of the fact I'm not involved in this particular incident, I still want to know the Fort Wayne Police Department's procedures regarding search warrants, because when I look at this search warrant, from what I'm looking at here, and I'm not going to keep you on the phone all night and try to get all legal with you here, but I did look up one particular Indiana code, and I can read off the particular section number if you'd like, but I've got it right here in front of my face, and it's very specific, and it shows that a police officer and a judge is both supposed to sign the search warrant, and it's right there in the Idaho code, or I'm sorry, the Indiana state code. So this isn't something that should even be debated or discussed. Right. It's supposed to be state law.
Yeah, like I said, someone could probably direct you better by speaking to a detective. So I would call at 6:30 when they get on and see if you can talk to one, and they can better answer your question.
Okay. Would you be able? I just want to double check if this even pulled up anything. I don't need for you to give me any information. You're free to do so if you'd like, of course. I'd be happy to hear it, but I just want to make sure that this Fort Wayne Police Department control number actually is attached to something that exists. If you don't mind, I'd like to give you that control number. If you have a computer there, if you could look it up for me, just to make sure that this control number even exists.
Yep, go ahead with it.
Okay, 19 F as in Frank 116017.
All right, let me look it up. Yeah, I mean, it exists. It's under there with all the information and people involved and everything.
Okay, now, can I ask you this? Does it show that the search warrant has been concluded and whatever investigation is concluded, or could you tell me or not if there's still some sort of investigation that's still open?
I wouldn't be able to see that because I'm not investigating it. They have that closed to the certain officers that are involved. So another outside officer looking in can't see that information.
Okay, is that normal, or I don't know if that's even...
Yeah.
Oh, that is normal.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you chatting with me about this issue, and if you don't mind, could I get your name and badge number?
Yep, first name Brandon. Brandon. Last name Burnham. Burn as in Nora. Ham as in Mary.
And you said the first letter was B as in boy?
Yep.
Okay.
And then my badge number is 1991. F as in Frank.
Okay. And are you a regular patrol officer? Are you a corporal? What's your rank?
Yep, just a patrolman.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Yep, thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Goodbye.
We're standing in front of Independence Hall in Philadelphia. This is where America was born. In 1776, the Continental Congress met here, and Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence. Congress approved it on July 4th, and that was the beginning of the American nation. Of course, that didn't take us all the way to where we are today. After the Declaration came the Revolutionary War, and after that, the Articles of Confederation, our first failed attempt at a national government. And in 1787, delegates from 12 states met again at Independence Hall to propose revisions to the Articles. What emerged, after months of secret deliberation, was the Constitution.
Sorry about that. You there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, my name's Andrei. I have a small YouTube channel called Horizon City News Service.
Okay.
And I've been interested in your, I don't know if you said your fiance, William Britt?
Yes.
And yeah, I noticed that he had put out a video, I guess it's been a week or two now, but it had, I guess, you holding a tracking device, which I'm assuming is from the Fort Wayne Police Department that was on his vehicle.
Yes, it was from the gang unit, actually.
Yeah, that would make sense because it was the gang unit, or at least part there was people in the gang unit that had pulled him over that night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it was last Thursday, we were just leaving the barber shop. Like, this was the first time he's even been back in our car since the incident, and we had just left the barber shop, and I told him as soon as we pulled out, I was like, babe, I think there's a cop behind us. And he was like, just be cool and drive normal. And then at that same time, his dude from the barber shop called him and said, hey, bro, there's 3 undercover police cars behind you. And he was like, yeah, I already know. And then they flicked us because they said, and then the first cop walked up and was like, hi, can I see your IDs? Can you turn the car off? This and that. And then the second cop walked up on his side because I was driving. Then they walked up on the passenger side where he was and opened the car door and ripped him out of the car. Like, his seatbelt was on. And they was trying to rip him out of the car, and he was like, I'm buckled. And they were like, stop resisting arrest. Like, he's like, bro, I'm fucking buckled. What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, I'm not resisting. I'm buckled. And then they finally got him unbuckled, and they threw him up against the car violently, and then they threw him on the ground and handcuffed him. And it was the gang unit that pulled us over. It wasn't even the Fort Wayne police.
Well, if it's the gang unit, it must be part of some police department. Which one?
I mean, it is the Fort Wayne Police Department, but it was the gang unit. Like, it wasn't the actual city Fort Wayne police, the regular cop cars that pulled us over.
Right. Well, they might think that they're some special thing, which I guess they are a special unit, but they're still the Fort Wayne police since they dress
right.
Yeah. So what date did that incident occur?
That was last, not Thursday, it was Saturday.
Okay. Do you mind giving me your name? You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'd like to get it.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm Victoria Peoples. Peoples.
I'm sorry, can you spell it again?
My first name is Victoria, which is Victoria. And my last name is Peoples. Peoples.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, I do. My Facebook page is Tori Peoples, which is Tori. If you look on his page, I'm all on his timeline. I've been tagging him in a bunch of stuff.
Okay, but if for whatever reason I can't find you for some crazy reason, how exactly do I spell it if I'm trying to search for the page?
Tori.
And then space and then Peoples, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Is capital P
yep.
or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think of any questions that would be relevant here. Did his brother, who got pulled over that night in mid-September, has he ran into any problems with the gang unit?
That wasn't his brother. That was just a friend.
Oh, because he kept saying, my brother. I guess that's how it is. They just refer to each other.
It's technically his blood brother's friend.
Okay.
So yeah, he's just a friend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they didn't put anything on him, and to be completely honest, one of the handguns that they found in the car was his, and he's not stepping up to do the right thing and saying it was his, because the serial numbers were scratched off.
Okay, so when you say handgun being found in a car, you're talking about Williams Lexus or some other car? What car?
No, it was the initial car that they got pulled over in. Yeah, our car.
The 2010 Lexus that William owned.
Yeah, yes. In the glove box, they allegedly found, I say allegedly because he has not been convicted of anything yet. So they allegedly found 2 handguns in the glove box, and then they allegedly found some ecstasy pills, and they allegedly found like 50-some grams of cocaine in the trunk.
And that was all in the glove box, and that was from the mid-September traffic stop that was put on YouTube?
Yes. It was the handguns were allegedly in the glove box, and the drugs were allegedly in the trunk.
And you say handguns, so Do you happen to know how many handguns? Was it 2, 3?
There was 2 of them. They said they found.
And when you say they said they found, like, you spoke to some sort of gang unit representative or something, or what?
Yeah, when they impounded the car, I don't know if you've been following his videos. When they impounded the car, they broke into the police broke into the glove box and the trunk.
Oh, I've definitely been following his videos. I've probably followed them more closely than anybody on YouTube, or at least I'm one of the people who's following him very closly. So I don't know if you've seen the video that I made regarding his stop, but yeah,
yes, I did. Yeah, we've definitely he's been getting a lot of fame, and I actually, if you wanted me to, I could send you the link that the Fort Wayne news channel made of his arrest, and they actually posted the link to his YouTube video on the news article.
And how did they make him appear?
They on the paragraph where they tagged the link, they said, and this is the video that Mr. Britt posted on YouTube alleging us to illegally search his car.
Oh, so the police are the ones who encouraged the news to put something out there.
Yes. Yeah.
I see.
And I think that's how it got up to so many views now. I think now it's on like 20,000 views.
Yes, it's definitely blown up, and it's only probably going to get bigger. Even my video, which I don't know, there's like a YouTube conspiracy against me, but even my video has gotten way more views than I expected. Definitely not 20,000. It's only gotten like 400 views, but for me with my little channel, that's actually pretty good, because normally my stuff sometimes will sit there and only get, like 50 views or 100 views. So.
Right. But I was thinking about the whole thing, and you know how at the beginning of the video they said we're not going to go in any glove departments or trunks, right?
Well, that's what they said during the traffic stop, yeah.
Yeah, they said that. But then I was thinking, it's not illegal for the police to lie to you, because they lie all the time and they say what they want.
Exactly.
To try to get you to cooperate. So.
Well, not only that, but I think a distinction needs to be made here. There's a line in the sand, and that is that whatever happened during the traffic stop, good, bad, or the ugly, is what happened during the traffic stop. Once William and whoever else in the car, his friend or whatever, was removed from the vehicle and told to walk home, that's what I heard happened, and the car was towed away.
Yes.
Once that happened and the car was towed away and put in the impound lot's possession, then the police are only supposed to search the car if they get a warrant from a judge. Now,
which they did. They got a warrant. I have the warrant right here.
Okay, let me stop you right there, because I got some questions about that warrant, some big, big questions. Now, when you say, oh, they did, it's obvious they got something on a piece of paper. Problem is, I'm no lawyer or anything, but I know a thing or two, and I've looked a couple things up. What I noticed, and I found this in black and white, there's no disputing it, there's a state law in your state that was not followed properly regarding a signature that's supposed to be on that warrant. That's one thing. Number two, the warrant, the one page that I got from your man showed the cover page, which was the search warrant, but it didn't have the probable cause affidavit. So I'm wondering if the warrant that you have, is it just one page, or do you have other pages?
It's just one page. They left it in the car because he was too scared to go get the car out himself. So he got it notarized to where I went to go get it out personally because he thought it was a trap. And when I went to go get the car out the impound personally, the search warrant, it was one piece of paper. It was sitting on the passenger seat.
Yeah, okay. And so, that sounds pretty shady, but as long as they're still doing everything technically by the book, I would still, not look into it. But the problem is that when he gave me that paper, and I noticed there was no signature. Now, I live in the state of Texas, so things work a little bit differently here, and sometimes a lot of, in certain areas.
A signature from who?
From the police officer. Now, that might seem like a minor detail, but it is Indiana state law. I have the actual state code It says it's not an option. It's the law. They have to sign that search warrant. That search warrant you have in possession, it mysteriously does not have the signature of the police officer. And then also what makes it look even more shady is it says judge, but it doesn't actually type out the name of the judge. It just has.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, it does? Because I'm looking
yes,
at the
it does.
Really? Okay. Is there a picture?
Yeah, it says Judge Allen Superior Court.
Okay, but whose name is that? The Allen Superior Court is not a name.
Right. Unless the judge's name is Allen.
No. You live in Allen County, Indiana, right?
Right.
Okay, so that is a location. That's not a name of a person.
Okay. So yeah, if that is the case, you are right. It says Judge, Allen Superior Court, and then it has the signature line is just scribbles.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Nobody's actual name. We don't know if that's a real warrant. They could have just made it up because no actual judge's name is on that warrant.
Right.
So, I mean, that might seem like a small thing at first, but if you start peeling the onion, which is what I plan on doing, I'm wondering if I flip the coin, if that warrant is even a for real warrant.
Right, and then you're right, they didn't give us the affidavit or anything, but he was held. He's been in there for a nice amount of days now, and at first how they do it here is they hold you for a 72-hour, it's called a 72-hour hold, to where they decide if they have enough evidence to charge you, or if they don't have enough evidence, they have to dismiss all the charges and let you go. Somehow in the affidavit, or because I went to his court date, and the judge specifically said, I do see enough probable cause in the affidavit to charge him.
Okay, that's for the arrest warrant.
Right, but he had a warrant for his arrest. Somehow it wasn't popping up on any type of public system, because we was looking up the public records every day to see his warrant, and it never popped up. And then when we got pulled over, all they kept saying is, we have a warrant for his arrest. We have a warrant for his arrest.
Okay, and so that arrest warrant, did you get a copy of that one?
No. I haven't gotten a copy of anything, and his lawyer is a piece of shit. We've paid him $1,000. He still has not went to go see William in the jail or anything. William has another court date tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
And is that for the same matter or something separate?
It's for the same matter. It's for him to plead like guilty or not guilty and to start the whole process.
Okay. Well, I hope he pleads not guilty if he's not guilty.
Right.
But
oh yeah, he's going to plead not guilty, and then they're going to try to come at him with a plea deal and all that.
Possibly
unless he takes it to jury trial.
Right. Well, and we all know how that works, that even if you're innocent, they try to use the pressure of keeping you caged to force you into a plea deal, even if you didn't do anything at all.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's how they work, and depending on how well the lawyer is and how well he fights for his case, you know, and he has a bond. I'm working on trying to bond him out. His bond is $5,700, which is 10% of like the 80,000, and it's 8%. I'm sorry. The bondsman said that he would bond him out for 8% of the original price, which is $5,700, and I'm working on getting that to bond him out, because you know it's a lot easier to fight your case when you're out here.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, the whole bail bond system is a racket, scam, corrupted thing in and of itself. That's an argument for another day. So I hope that you and your family and friends somehow can, or I don't know how many people out there trying to get him out, but I hope that somehow someday.
Nobody, just me. He has 11 brothers and sisters, and not one of them's trying to help me.
Well, for what it's worth, that's not just his family. There's many families like that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, he just did 10 years and got out in 2017. Like,
I didn't know he just got
sad.
out. I knew he had been in for 10 years. He said that on the video. I didn't know he just got out though.
Yeah, well, back in 2017, in December of 2017, but for 10 years, that's, just got out pretty much.
What was it?
And and for his 10 years, he took that charge for his brother, because his brother testified against him, and William refuses to, quote-unquote, snitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah, very, very bad thing in a lot of neighborhoods to be labeled as that.
Right. Well, I don't know. Nowadays, it's damn near socially accepted.
Yeah, I guess if you're 6'9", yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about 6'9".
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah, that's crazy in itself.
But I'm not trying to judge anybody, and I'm sure that your brother has always done whatever he had to do. He seems like a all right guy. But in regards to the technicalities, I was curious. Actually, you know what? My next question is going to be, and it's probably a dumb question, but do you have an email address?
Yes, I do.
After we get off the phone, or I don't know if you have a good signal or if your Wi-Fi allows this, but I'd like you to send me your email address either while we're on the phone or right after we get off, because there's emails that I've been sending back and forth before I ever got on the phone with you tonight. And I've been sending emails back and forth to the Fort Wayne Police Department trying to get records about your man. And now that I've got you on the phone, I wanted to CC you on the emails, but you don't have to worry about them knowing about you, because I'm going to put you on there, but they're not going to be able to see it.
Right.
So.
Okay, yeah, I can send you my email address. That's not a problem. I can do it right now, actually, since I do have Wi-Fi. I'm going to send it on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger, that's fine.
Yep, there you go. I just sent it.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I got it. Zaria. Yeah, okay.
Yep,
so
Zaria.
Yeah, Zaria. Nice name. So, in regards to William getting arrested, were you at least told? I know you didn't get the arrest warrant in your hands, but were you at least told what the charges were?
Yeah. Yep. They told me that it was 2 counts of serious violent felon in possession of a handgun, which was 2 counts of that. And then there was dealing cocaine and possession of a controlled substance.
And this is all from items that were supposedly in that glove compartment?
And the trunk, yes.
Oh, and in the trunk?
Yes.
But then, when they found those items, how come they didn't arrest him right away? I mean, he was able to go make a video showing what they did to his car. They didn't arrest him right away.
No. Like I said, like in the video, they made him walk home free that night. And then when they impounded the car, they allegedly found all those items and released the car back to us.
That's what I'm saying. And after they released the car, and supposedly they found all that stuff, you'd think they had arrested him right away, but instead, they still let him stay out on the street because he was able to make that video where he put it on YouTube showing people what happened to his car.
Oh, yeah, and then people were commenting, look for a tracking device, look for a tracking device. Then he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm about to go out here and look for a tracking device. That was a couple of days later. Sure enough, we found a tracking device. Yeah, and then a couple of days later, they arrested him. They were waiting for us at the barber shop, pulled us over, and arrested him.
Man.
So I'm thinking there's another device on that car somewhere, either an audio device, because like I said, that night at the barber shop, that was the very first time he's been in that car since we got it back.
Right.
And I don't know how they knew it, because I was the only one driving the car at that, for the week. And then the very first time he gets in that car, we get pulled over, and they rushed up to the car and violently dragged him out. Like, it all happened so fast, I wasn't even able to get that on video. I have a video of that time that we were pulled over, but by the time I started the video, he was already out of the car.
Yeah, but whatever you did catch, even if you think it might be nothing, how long is that video?
Well, somebody kept calling, so it kept starting and stopping. So I have a couple videos that are, I'm not even sure how long the videos even are. But it was basically just me talking and the cops pointing flashlights in my face and his little brother. His little brother's like 12. He was with us. He was in the backseat having a fucking panic attack. Like, it was insane.
Well, whatever you got, even if it's just 10, 20, 30 seconds, anything you got, if you could please forward me those videos on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Even if you think it might be nothing, it might be something I can work with.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I could definitely send you the clips that I have.
Maybe you could even do it right now if you got Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see. They're somewhere. I can't remember if they're on my phone or his phone, because I'm on his phone right now. Okay.
I mean, if they're saved on your phone, it's going to have to be from your phone.
Okay, I think those are it. I just sent them to you. There's 3 of them. One is 1 minute and 10 seconds, one is 10 seconds, and one is 9 seconds.
I'll have, so far as your email, maybe they're...
Yep. Yeah, they're loading right now. They're sending.
So, but you still send them from William's phone, or?
Yeah, I'm sending them from William's Facebook to your Facebook. They're loading right now.
Okay, I got you. So, and of course, I'm not going to do this unless you're okay with it, but this phone call that we're on right now, I'm recording, and I'm not going to post it if you don't want to, but if it's okay with you, I'd like to create a video and have this recording put on the video.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's people who've been watching my video, and definitely a lot of people who've been watching William's original video from mid-September, that this phone call and all this stuff, you know, that's going on with him afterwards, you know, people don't know what happened to him. It's like just this.
I know. He like just fell off the side of the planet.
Yeah,
I haven't replied to any YouTube comments or anything unless they have his personal Facebook. You know, then they would know he's arrested. But I'm also going to send you the link of the news channel from his arrest. Let me see if I can find that actually, because I know it's on his Facebook page. The one where they actually tagged his link, his YouTube video, and they have his mugshot and all that on there.
Okay.
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah, I got one of your videos so far. How many did you send?
There's 3 of them. The other ones are probably loading right now.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let me know if you get this. 1 second.
I'm sure it'll all go through. It just sometimes takes time to load.
Yeah, it says a video of the arrest was posted on YouTube. The suspect alleges the officers performed an illegal search. Crazy. Oh, he looks so sad in his mugshot. I feel so bad for him. Yep. Did you get the mugshot one I just sent you?
Yeah, I got the one. It's got his mugshot and I get the news article. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. If you want to read that, that's what they posted.
I'll definitely read that. I'll put that in the description box of the YouTube video I make, and also I got your 3 videos. One is 1 minute and 10 seconds, and then the other 2 are 10
Yeah, just short ones. Because somebody kept calling his phone, and every time they called, the fucking video cut off.
That might have been the police just doing some shady stuff there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and they, like, every time I answered, nobody would talk. I would say, I'm screaming, hello, stop fucking calling me. And every time I hung up, back to back to back, somebody kept calling, back to back to back.
Yeah, that sounds like the police might have done that.
Yeah, it was definitely something shady, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm very sorry that you're going through all this. Definitely sounds like a crisis, a family crisis.
Yeah, it's definitely taken a toll. I don't know about his family because they're not really acting like they care too much, but it's definitely been hard on me and his kids. Because, like he said, he had full custody of his kids. Like, they lived with us at our house. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he just had gotten his kids back from the first 10 years he lost with them.
Yeah, that's very tragic.
Yeah.
Well, I feel powerless and helpless to say or do anything about that, and I wish you guys the best with that, because, I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm just some random guy who lives in Texas, but I can try to get, I can try to get the word out about what is happening, and for whatever that's worth, I'll try to do that.
I mean, yeah, the more publicity we have, the more it helps in his favor. And, like, when they arrested us and pulled him out of the car, they had pulled me out of the car also after they drove off with him and was just saying horrible, horrible things about him to me. Like, they were saying, they asked me how long we were together. I said, why is that any of your business? And they were like, because you don't know who he really is. He's a drug dealer. He's a killer. He's all this and that, and just totally, like, degrading him. And little do they know, they don't even know what was really going on at home. Like, I'm with him 24/7. Like, they don't know what goes on at home, and they were just, like, saying all these rude, mean things like they know him, and they didn't. And it's like, I don't know, it was just crazy. They were trying to paint him out to be this killer, drug dealer, just a horrible person. They were telling me that he's a gang member, but that never even popped up on his record. That was the other dude's record that the gang stuff popped up on.
I'm sure that when it comes to these gang units and these high crime areas and all this, they just start looking at people with big broad strokes, with big broad stroke paintbrushes.
Right. And the cops try to tell me that Mr. Britt is posting that video trying to get publicity, trying to say it's a racist thing, and that we pulled them over because there were 2 black guys in a car late at night, and that there was a million other cars that we could have pulled over. Miss Peoples, there was no other cars on that intersection. That is a very busy intersection they got pulled over on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cannot tell me there was no other cars. And on the news article, it says 30 minutes before the traffic stop, there was a call of shots fired. 30 minutes before the traffic stop.
Right, and so they just happen to be driving by 30 minutes later, and of course,
right.
Yeah, it's all based on how they look, is what it sounds like.
Not wearing black clothes. I mean, they're dressed in regular clothes, bright colors. Like, yeah. They're in the news article. It said 30 minutes before the traffic stop, there was a police call of shots fired in the area they were coming from. Why would they hang around in the area for 30 minutes and then decide to leave?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it adds up, no.
No, they're not making it make sense. They're just trying to do and say whatever sounds good.
Yeah.
And then in the video, they had like 3 different reasons why they were pulling him over, why they wanted to search the car. They couldn't make up their mind what they wanted to say.
Well, that I do have to say is where they are legit. Is that if that car was speeding, even if it's just 1 mile over the speed limit, I know it's definitely, it doesn't sound right, but technically, according to the law, even if you're going 1 mile over, then they're legally in the right for pulling you over. They're like, even on the small,
Correct.
Yeah, the smallest technicality. Now, everything that happened after that is another argument for another day. But if they were speeding, then pulling them over for speeding is legal.
But also, in the state of Indiana, a traffic infraction is not probable cause to search a car. You know what I'm saying?
No, but see, here's the thing, is that when they were searching the car, they said it was a protective sweep.
Right. Of the immediate area.
Right. So any area that's in the, I guess, the driver section where the passenger or driver could reach for a gun is where they're legally allowed to search. Now, when they try going in the trunk, that's a different story.
Right.
They need a search warrant for that.
And they're trying to say that they've seen him reach up into the glove box and locked it. And that's another thing. When they pulled me out of the car, when they arrested him, when they pulled me out of the car, they said, and he tried to say he didn't have the keys, the key to the glove box, but hold on a second, let me see your keys. And he took my keys out of my hand and showed me the glove box key. But little do they know, that wasn't the key in the key fob, that doesn't fit our glove box. The key to the glove box I had at home. And they could even test that in court. The key in the key fob that works for the car, that is not the key for the glove box.
Well, I mean, is that even relevant anyway? I thought they just got a crowbar and broke the door off.
Right, but I'm saying, they're saying their probable cause to search the glove box was because the arresting officer said they seen him reach up and lock the glove box.
I'm no lawyer, but that doesn't sound like enough probable cause to me. But
that's completely false because he didn't even have the glove box key on him. I had it at home.
So you're saying that the glove box cannot be locked without the key?
Correct. It cannot be locked without the key.
Okay. Well, I guess that would be something for a lawyer to bring up in court. But regardless if he did lock it or not, even if he did lock it, I mean, I'm no lawyer, but I'm not even sure if that's probable cause of anything because it's not illegal to lock a glove box.
Right.
In and of itself. It might look suspicious, but I don't know if that's probable cause to go in there. That's like saying, well, he looked suspicious, and as soon as he saw us, he walked inside his house, and he quickly closed the door. That doesn't mean that you automatically get to search the house.
Exactly.
But obviously then there's the real world.
Right. Them cops, especially in Fort Wayne, it's insane here. I'm not from here. I'm from Lima, Ohio. And these laws here is enough to make me want to move back.
Man.
These cops here are dirty. I'm talking dirty. His little brother actually just got arrested too a couple days ago, and they're actually on the same block in jail. He got arrested because he was on house arrest, and the house arrest people did a surprise home visit to search the house, and somehow they allegedly found a pound of weed. If he's on house arrest and knows they can search his premises at any minute, why would he have a pound of weed in his house?
Now that I can't really answer because there's a lot of people that do a lot of things, and it does sound
right. I'm just saying that's how dirty the cops are. His brother is saying that he planted the weed, and I honestly believe him because he's not dumb enough to know to keep that at his house. But I'm just saying, I'm just proving a point. That's how dirty they are. They will plant things.
I can believe it. Yeah, because
lie on you, and at the end of the day, it's their word against your word.
Right, and that's what hopefully, as you know, the years that are going by and the technology has been improving, that these phones with cameras and stuff like that can help with, you know, hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess at this point, one of the biggest things I still want to get in my hands, and that's what like I said, I've been going back and forth with emails between the Fort Wayne Police Department. And also, I've done an open records request with the Allen Superior Court or the Indiana court system, trying to get records as well.
The affidavit.
Yeah, is that probable cause affidavit first with a search warrant. Then, now that you've mentioned there's an arrest warrant since your man got arrested, eventually I'm going to want to get my hands on the arrest warrant as well. But those are two separate things. So right now I'm just working on the search warrant.
And you know, now that you say that, now that I think back, for an arrest warrant, that's when, in Indiana, an arrest warrant, that's when they hold you for the 72 hours. They didn't start his 72 hours until 2 days later when he went to court. Then they started his 72 hours. So I just don't understand where this arrest warrant is, because they never even, I don't know how to say it into words, they never even made, the judge never even looked at the affidavit to see if there was enough evidence to charge him until after the 72 hours was up. And the 72 hours didn't even start until 2 or 3 days later when he went to court, after he was already arrested. So it's just not making sense to me.
Yeah, it's not making sense to me either, and that's why I'm digging around. I'm trying to find what I can, and I'm definitely glad I got on the phone with you today. I never expected for you to answer for his Facebook account, but that's just the way the world works. Is you never know what's going to happen. So. And I'm sorry, you said your first name was what again?
Victoria.
Victoria, that's right. It's been a long day. And I did tell you my name, right?
No, I think you did. I'm sorry.
My name's ANDREI, ANDREI.
ANDREI, okay, yep, you did say that.
Yeah, I live in the El Paso, Texas metro area. So I live way far away from you in West Texas.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, cool. I know there's also been a couple guys from the Philippines that got a hold of him and was posting his stuff also.
It's funny you say that, because there's a channel that I watch all the time, and I'm not sure if he knows about me, but anyway, his name is like California Guardian or California Watchman or something like that, and he's always running around California with his video camera starting shit, basically. It's pretty funny to watch his videos.
Yeah,
and,
that's he said that he sent William's video to the news in California, and some news channel in California put it on their news. Yeah,
I'm sure that they did, because as we all know, that video that William did, it's pretty compelling. I mean, it's definitely it's like 20 minutes long, and it shows a lot of stuff. So
I know, and I'm so mad that it cut off. And when it cut off, he called me. And I know he said he called his lawyer, but he really called me. He was like, just let me know what's going on. He was like, babe, call my lawyer. They're trying to arrest me. They're trying to search my car. I didn't do anything wrong, this and that. And then he hung up the phone, and I was calling his lawyer. And then he called me back and said, all right, I'm good. They're letting me walk home free, but they're taking my car, this and that. But, yeah, he called me, letting me know what's going on, because he knows I worry about that man so freaking much.
Well,
I'm so mad he called me. I wish he would have kept recording all the way till the end.
Yeah, I do too. That would have been much more good video. Even if it was just him walking away from that car and saying what happened that night, that would have just been more for the audience to see.
And another thing, when they told him he could walk free, they were standing on the sidewalk waiting for his mother to come pick them up. And the cops told him if they didn't walk away from the car, they were going to be arrested for disorderly conduct or whatever. But it's not against, the sidewalk is public property.
Yeah, I totally agree. And cops love to try to pull stuff like that, where if they don't like your presence, they just pull something out of a hat to arrest you.
I was on the phone with him, and they were yelling at him, threatening him. If he doesn't walk away, then they're going to arrest him. I'm like, just walk away. Because I'm thinking they can really arrest him for that. And he's like, they can't arrest me for this is public property.
It's a sad state of affairs when police are able to get away with that stuff.
Oh, yeah. And they will change and manipulate and twist and warp words to get what they want. And it's sad. Like, I do believe there are some good cops, but for the majority, they're dirty.
Well, it sounds like in Fort Wayne that's the case.
Yeah. A lot of places, actually.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of places, and Fort Wayne definitely sounds like one of them. I mean, just before I even got on the phone
top of
with
the list.
Yeah, before I even got on the phone with you, there was one story I read about. I don't know if it happened recently, but it's been within the last couple of years. But there was an actual Fort Wayne police officer, but not just an officer. He was a detective, and he was arrested for dealing drugs.
I'm sorry?
There was a Fort Wayne police officer, detective, not just a regular officer, but a detective who was arrested for dealing drugs. He was a drug dealer.
Oh, yeah. My hometown, in Lima, Ohio, the chief sheriff was arrested for stealing weapons out of the evidence room and selling them to his police officers.
Damn.
Yeah. And you know what happened? All he did, he resigned, and nothing ever happened since then.
He never went to prison?
No. They had evidence and everything. They said because he had a cocaine habit, he resigned and went to rehab. He went out of state and went to rehab. He was good to go.
I'm going to have to talk to you later about that story once I'm done working on some other stuff. That sounds like another good story.
Oh, yeah, it's good. And then he was getting investigated for prosecuting black people because the stats were crazy. There was like 80% to 20%. Oh, yeah, it was a big mess. This was a couple years ago when all that was going down.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a good story. I was incarcerated, actually, when all that was happening. I'm like, what? I'm reading all this in the newspaper, like, what is going on? This is the chief sheriff we're talking about.
And if it's the chief sheriff who was doing that stuff, imagine what all the people below him were doing.
Exactly. Like, he was selling the guns, and I would imagine if he's stealing guns, he's going to steal the drugs out of the evidence room, too, because he had a cocaine problem.
And then also there's stuff that you can't even feel or touch. Like, for example, if he receives money from the department, who knows?
Exactly.
You know, if they seize money or they receive tax dollars, where that money was actually going.
Exactly. Yep, that's how fucked up this world is.
Yep, and that's the type of stuff I try to find and put on my YouTube channel. I mean, I've got my own story as to why I do, but that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, like, on YouTube, once you get so many views or whatever, you get paid for it. Do you get paid for any of it?
Yeah, I've never received a single dime from YouTube as of yet. It would be nice to get something because I definitely put a lot of videos on there.
I know. I thought it was once you reach so many viewers, you get some kind of payment. Or am I wrong?
Oh, no. I've heard about a lot of people making money on YouTube. I don't know how much they're making or what, but some people out there are definitely, they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they must be making some money because, you know, they're getting bigger and they talk about making money. So I know it's out there.
Yeah.
But as of my channel, I only have, like 650 subscribers right now, and it's
okay.
Yeah, it's been very slow growing, and for whatever reason.
How long have you been doing this?
About a year.
Oh, okay. That's not that bad though. Within a year, and the more interesting your stories get, the more they get shared, and more all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my hope. I mean, I'm not trying to necessarily make stories more sensationalist than they need to be. I just try to put out the fact of what happened. But hopefully, if people like what they see, then they'll start subscribing more.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, the only reason, because his video was at like 9,000 viewers, and I truly believe the only reason it got up to like 19,000 was because on his mugshot and all that they posted, they actually put the link to the video on there. I'm like, wow.
And the police were able to pull that off, huh?
Yeah, it was all over Facebook. That's where I seen it. That's where I got it. It was all over Facebook.
Well, I posted one video on Facebook of my video, but I guess the police might have put out his video that he made. I don't know.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they pulled it straight from YouTube.
Wow.
Like on that article I sent you of his mugshot, at the end of it, there's like a little highlighted word where it says like this video. All you gotta do is click on that and it'll direct you straight to YouTube of his video.
And yeah, that's so. And I agree, but you're saying that that's like retaliation. The police are trying to retaliate against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And like make a joke out of what happened.
Right. Make him seem like he's some crazy guy. He's nothing but trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
But honestly, if people, you know what? I never even did click on that and watch the full video. I wonder if they warped that video to say what they wanted people to hear.
Right, like leave out parts that make them sound bad.
Right. I wonder if they warped his original video. You know what? When we get off the phone, I'm going to have to go watch that video. The one that they put the link to.
That would be a good thing. And also, once you get to that video, if you don't mind, send me the link of that exact copy of that video that they put.
Okay.
That way I can watch it as well.
It might be the same one, but it might not. I'm going to have to, I'll send it to you anyways.
Oh, I like the way you think, because I didn't think of that yet, but that's probably something I would have been thinking of down the road. I'm glad you brought it up, because that is something that sounds like that they would do is, you know, chop up and edit the video to make it look like something it wasn't.
Correct.
Yeah. But I don't know if you got anything on the stove or some laundry to do or whatever's going on in your life, but I'm not trying to keep you on the phone all night.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to.
No, you're okay.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna. Oh, there's another thing. Would you mind sending me on Facebook Messenger or your cell phone? Because I mean, or actually, you just called me, so I got your phone number. Okay.
Well, this is his phone number. I'll send you my phone number too.
Okay. Yeah, if you could send it by Facebook Messenger or text it to me, either one, and that way.
Yeah, I'll add you on Facebook actually. So be looking for my friend request.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that. But if you don't mind, I'd also like to get your cell number too, and just make sure that your man doesn't come hunting me down saying like, "Hey, what are you doing with my woman's number?" Nothing like that.
No. Okay.
I just want to stay in touch so that I can find out things that are going on with him. That's all.
Yeah, and he has court tomorrow also at 8:30 in the morning. So I will either shoot you a message or call you and let you know what happened.
Yeah, definitely. If you could keep me posted, that'd be great. And
I plan on going to his lawyer's office tomorrow after court. Hopefully he's in there, which will be a miracle because that never happens. But hopefully he's in there so I can ask him if I can get copies of the arrest warrant, a search warrant, and the affidavit. And I can either fax those to you or whatever need be.
You just mentioned three things. There's actually, as far as I know, there's two things. There's a search warrant that occurred back on, I guess, September 20th to search the vehicle. That's one thing.
Yeah.
There's an arrest warrant, which I guess happened, a week ago or so?
Yeah.
And that's item number 2.
Right.
There's no third warrant. I believe there's only 2 items, right? There's the search
and
warrant.
The affidavit, though. I want the affidavit also.
Okay, but each warrant has its own affidavit. So,
okay, it does.
Yeah, so you need, for the search warrant, you need the probable cause affidavits for that warrant. And then also, for the arrest warrant, there has to be a separate probable cause affidavit for that arrest warrant. So there's 2
affidavits.
2 affidavits, one for each warrant. And then in regards to the arrest warrant, you don't have anything. So you just need everything for the arrest warrant. For the search warrant, all you need is the probable cause affidavit.
Okay.
That sounds complicated at first, but I can repeat it if you need. The search warrant, you already have half of it. The arrest warrant.
Right, so I just need the affidavit.
Right. But that might sound simple at first, but I think there's something shady that might be going on. So don't be surprised if they try to play games and not give you that probable cause affidavit because they've already.
That's public records, right?
I'm sorry?
I said that's public records, right?
Oh, you think so? That's exactly what I told the Fort Wayne Police Department Records Department. And then the lady who works there, the supervisor, said, "Oh no, that's sealed. That's part of an investigation. So you're gonna have to get a subpoena in the courtroom and all this." Like she tried to.
Right, but you know what? His lawyer can't get a subpoena for it, so.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that hard. You shouldn't have to go and spend money on a lawyer to get something that's supposed to be public.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I know for my case in Ohio, to get in Ohio, I don't know, they call it a discovery packet. I know in Ohio, to get the motion of discovery, my lawyer did have to subpoena it. And
yeah.
I wasn't allowed to see it, but my case was a little different. I had an informant against me, so.
It's different in every state. But something as simple as the search warrant, once it's concluded, as far as I know, it should be public once it's done.
Right.
But I guess that's not how it works in Fort Wayne.
But also at the time you was trying to get it, we didn't have the car back in our possession at that time. I'm pretty sure.
That's probably true though. No, it definitely. I was asking for it after, and the reason why is because I didn't start digging around and asking for the probable cause affidavit until your man.
Okay, it was after.
Yeah, because he gave me the search warrant page that he had. So that I've had that for since late September, I guess. And ever since I had that is when I've tried to get the probable cause affidavit.
Okay.
I never started asking for that until I had the search warrant that he gave me.
Okay, yep, you are right, because I was sitting next to him when you guys were on the phone and you had, or you sent him that recording of you and the lady talking. Yeah, I heard that video.
Right. Well, that was an audio recording. That wasn't a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a phone call recording. But, again, it was really good getting on the phone with you, Victoria. I definitely think we should stay in touch, and like I said,
I will get a hold of you tomorrow and let you know what happened in court and what goes on between me and his lawyer.
Okay, sounds great. And if for whatever reason I don't answer the phone, because sometimes I can't get to my phone, just send me a text or Facebook message, and I'll get back to you if I can't pick up the phone.
Okay, all right, sounds good. And like I said, I don't care if you post this conversation and whatnot. Just when you do, make sure you send me the video because I want to see it too.
Oh, for sure. And actually, that's one thing I forgot to mention before you go. If you don't mind, I guess I'll be able to go on your Facebook page and see some pictures. But if you have any pictures of yourself with your good side that you could send to me on Facebook Messenger, then I can build those into the video so that when people are watching the video and hearing you speak, they can actually see your face if that's what you want. Yeah. You don't have, it's whatever pictures you feel comfortable giving to me. And that way I don't have to go into your Facebook page and maybe get a picture that you didn't want put on there, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll send you a picture or two and then you can decide.
Okay. And actually, if you have more than two, the more the better. Not that I'm trying to get pictures of you or anything, but
right, or me and him together.
Yeah, that would be even better. If you and him together would be even better, yeah.
Because I know a lot of people don't have a face to him quite a good picture. You feel me?
Yeah, the only ones they've got of him is mug shots and traffic stops and stuff that makes him look like he's the bad guy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we want to put a positive spin on things.
Yes, we do. That's what we're trying to do. Let's get something positive going. and let
Yeah.
people know we're not giving up hope.
And when you send me those pictures, and of course, I mean, I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but whenever you do, hopefully you can do it tonight. But when you send them, are you going to send them from William Britt's Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, yep. I'll send him from his Facebook Messenger, and then I'll also add you on my Facebook.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll get connected, my page and your page as well. But I was just wondering where those particular pictures were coming from, whether it's his or yours. I mean, it doesn't matter. They'll show up in my box.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Victoria. Well, you have a good night, and I'll be in touch.
All right. You too. Bye.
All right. Goodbye.